standing with me is the Chief Medical Officer, Brian Radville of Mount Sinai St. Luke's Hospital, and Chief Dermot Shea, Chief Kathy O'Reilly, Patty Lynch from the PBA, Ben Tucker, the first step, everybody knows that, Inspector Raimondo Mundo, the CO with the 3-4, and who else do we have? Terry Monahan. This afternoon provided us all with another reminder of how brave and dedicated police officers face grave threats every day keeping the city safe. We'll provide a summary of the events in a moment, but first I want to thank the medical team here at Mount Sinai St. Luke's Hospital who worked with great skill to care for our injured officer. I want to invite the Mayor to say a few words, and then I'll get into some more of the details. Mr. Mayor.
Thank you very much, Commissioner. Commissioner and I just spent some time with our officers from the 3-4 precinct, and thank God each of them in good shape and in good spirits. But we saw today from the video we observed a very, very dangerous situation unfold, and our officers handle it with extraordinary professionalism and courage. This is a situation that here we are talking about broad daylight, something happening out of nowhere. These officers did everything right to protect the people of this community, put themselves in harm's way, and thank God they're going to be okay. But it's a reminder, again, as the Commissioner said, of the dangers that our officers face. We spent time with them. Their families were there with them. They are very, very impressive young men, very brave young men that we're very proud of. And everyone at the 3-4 precinct should be proud of the work that these members of the anti-crime squad did. I also want to thank everyone here at the hospital for doing everything to make sure that our officers are going to come through okay. But as you'll hear from the Commissioner, this was a fast, intense episode. Thank God it came out the way it did. Commissioner.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. So as usual, the following information is preliminary and may be subject to change as the investigation progresses. So today at approximately 4:30 p.m., members of the 3-4 Precinct Anti-Crime Unit responded to a 9/11 call of shots fired, which also caused a shot spotter activation at 187th Street and Wadsworth Avenue in the confines of the 3-4 Precinct. Upon arrival at that location, officers observed and approached a male who matched the description given in the 911 call. The suspect then runs with a gun in his hand, and an officer pursues on foot, leading to a parking lot on Broadway north of 187th Street. The suspect then runs to the rear of the parking lot and takes a position behind the last parked car. Our officer takes cover behind a vehicle 3 cars away. The suspect then fired 3 rounds at the police officer, who was struck in the right armpit. The wounded officer fires back 1 time. At the same time this is happening, the officer's partner, also a 3-4 Precinct anti-crime officer, drives his unmarked police car into the parking lot. He gets out and takes a position in front of the car. 1 bullet fired by the suspect goes past this officer and through the windshield of the police car. The second officer then fires 3 rounds at the suspect. The perpetrator was struck 1 time in the chest, when transported to Columbia Presbyterian, where he was pronounced deceased at 5:10 p.m. Our wounded officer was brought here to Mount Sinai St. Luke's, where he's being treated and is currently in stable condition. We visited with the officer and his family just a few moments ago. As the Mayor said, he's in good spirits. As a matter of fact, I'd say that he's in great spirits, and the NYPD family stands ready to do all we can to assist him in his full recovery. So I just have a couple of pictures here. This is the 3-4 Precinct anti-crime car, and this is the bullet hole in the windshield. And the police officer was standing right next to it when it was fired. I saw the video, it just missed him. And this is the weapon that was recovered at the scene. And we'll get these pictures out to you electronically. Patty?
You know, today's another example of the words and the phrases that we say New York City police officers run towards danger, but I think we use it as a throwaway line. In time, as this investigation goes forward, you will see a video where we have a police officer's shots, and by the dozens, fellow police officers continue to run into that parking lot with rounds whizzing past their head. No concern for their own danger, their own safety, they ran anyway. So when we say we run towards danger, realize we really do.
All right, thanks, Patty. Take a couple of questions. Yep. Yeah, I'm not going to go into that right now. We're still in the process of making sure the identification is correct, all right? Preliminary identification only. John? Not sure. That's part of the investigation, and there's a lot of video that we have to go through.
Is there a second suspect, Commissioner?
No, not at this time. Doesn't appear to be.
And the officer's name?
We're not going to give you that just yet, all right? We have some notifications we have to make, all right? Rocco?
Can you describe the video a little better, and was any of it captured on video from officers, let's say in uniform?
Yeah, there is some body-worn camera footage, but there's a lot of video footage from the parking lot, from a couple different angles. You see that the police officer, I mean, the amount of courage that he shows is quite unbelievable. The subject has a gun in his hand. They run into the parking lot, and at close quarters, they exchange shots. So it's pretty amazing to see. You know, as Patty said, you know, we run towards danger, but when you see this video, you'll really understand what that phrase means.
Commissioner, that's the officer who was shot is squad?
Yes, yes.
Any other information about the officer? We can't give his name along with the job.
What's that? Yeah, he's got 5.5 years on the job. And at some point, we're going to release his name, but we just have to make sure all of his family's notified. And did quite a great job. It's in his right armpit, through and through. He's in good shape. I can't believe how good a shape he's in.
Did he have a bulletproof vest?
Yes, he was wearing his vest. Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.